Hey guys, Zen here, and welcome back. Rainbow Six Siege is at it again with another patch, and the big news of the latest operator being available for everyone is changing almost everything about the meta for both attack and defense, and so we're gonna speak on that today. The Showdown at Fort Truth returned for a bit, which features an exclusive one-of-a-kind map that many of you might not have experienced, and it's incredible to see it again. Man, one of the most hyped up games of this generation is going into an early access, and I'll be there with a bunch of fresh new content here on the channel, so we're definitely gonna touch on that here as well. Things are heating up. And so the only housekeeping item left on the list here is, well, let me check. There's a QR code here, and that's right, Hero Wars, today's video sponsor. And you can download the game for free with the link in the description. So guys, Hero Wars is a fantasy RPG action game that also features PvP. Right at the beginning, you can play the campaign with over 130 missions, and in your first day, you can collect Chest of the Dominion and win thousands of coins. While playing, you can challenge bosses, complete missions, and level up new heroes. There's more than 50 unique heroes to check out, all with different skills to help you defeat the enemies of the Dominion. Now, there are 6 modes available in Hero Wars, and here are my 2 favorites. Arena, where you face off against other players on your server. The higher your position, the more rewards you reap. And then the Tower. You complete floors every day, fighting against enemies, and it's also an excellent source for earning gold. Now, the game has a large community, which today surpasses 4 million people, and is played by more than 100 million people worldwide. You have the choice of either mobile, of course on Android or iOS, and a web version, so where you play is totally up to you. And so guys, join the game now and get a super chest with a secret hero, as well as 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. Scan this QR code or download the game from the link below the video, and I'll see you in the game. So to begin, I came across this story that actually fascinated me because it draws a parallel between 2 games that really couldn't be any more different. And it also shows the influence that Rainbow Six Siege has had on the gaming industry. The title reads, Apex Legends fans are calling for next season to be like Rainbow Six Siege's Operation Health. Now, I don't play much Apex, but apparently there's been issues season after season of people being booted from lobbies, and of course cheaters have always had a place there. And parts of the community want Respawn Entertainment to take a season off from releasing new content and introduce an Operation Health-like season. Now, for those who recently started playing, Operation Health was when Ubisoft halted the release of a season, basically putting new content on hold, and worked on the back end of the game. Things like the engine, servers, and well, the health of the game were the focus, and time again, the devs said it was that season that allowed us to make it this far. So without Operation Health, there probably wouldn't be a year 6 or really much of anything that came after it. Doc was the face of this thing, and for 3 months, Siege was basically put on hold. And this is also the reason we never got the full release of the Polish season, which would have been dedicated to Ella and Sofia and the elusive Polish map. We never did see that one. Regardless though, some fans of Apex see value in taking a quick break to make a better experience, and they've even mentioned using Lifeline, who's basically the Doc of Apex, as the lead character for the season, and literally mimicking what Ubisoft did with Operation Health. But the reality here is that that's probably never going to happen, and for how successful it was in Rainbow Six Siege, there's not a lot of upside for it in Apex. Even at its peak, Siege has never reached as high as Apex, and especially today, Apex is cranking out the content in modes and has a pretty solid matchmaking experience, and so to put that success on the back burner, it just doesn't make a ton of sense. The thing with Siege is that, as the story goes, it was never intended to be the game it is today. It was originally a campaign-only game that was scrapped called Rainbow Six Patriots. I mean, you've probably heard this a few times. Ubisoft truly bottled up lightning when Siege became so successful, and so they had to cross that path and fix what was never even supposed to exist. And that's really what Operation Health was all about. It was the season that made Siege Siege, at least from a stability standpoint. Now, of course, every live game could probably benefit from taking time to exclusively focus on game health, and I get that. None of these games are 100%. But as for Apex, Respawn did respond, and they pretty much rejected the idea. They say that making Operation Health a daily routine is what they'll try to do, and have also patched up the problem that sparked the conversation in the first place. So what do you think? Should more games usher in an Operation Health kind of season and improve the experience, or is that kind of break too long to go without new content? Next up, a channel update. Guys, it's been literal years since the last time I spoke to you guys directly, and so let's connect. Now, one of the most hyped games of maybe this entire generation is having another test flight, and this is is something that I've been drooling to get my hands on, and amazingly, it's time. Guys, the next Halo Infinite test flight is taking place, and I'll be uploading some brand new content right here on the channel. Big Team Battle is going live for the first time in Infinite, and it's supporting 12v12 matches. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Halo was the very first shooter I ever laid my hands on with Halo 3, and in that game, I was able to climb to the highest ranks of General and really start taking online gaming seriously. And honestly, if it weren't for that period, we wouldn't be here today. So with this test flight, you guys will be seeing some new content, and then of course, when the full game releases on December 8th, we'll be there day one, dropping new gameplay videos, as well as all of the news to keep up to date. I was even able to secure that drop-dead limited edition Xbox Series X, and yeah, we've got to unbox it here. And so if you're looking forward to Halo Infinite as much as I am, this is a good place to get ready for launch and to get locked in as things progress. It's a big departure from Siege, and so naturally the question is, well, what about Rainbow Six Siege? And a lot of you guys have asked if I'm staying exclusive to Siege content because there are some mega shooters dropping this holiday. And of course, Siege will always have a place in my heart, and I'll be publishing Siege videos just like you see today. Not much is changing on that front. I mean, we love Siege. But before Siege, there was Destiny, and before that was Halo, and so I'm heading back to my roots a bit and really looking forward to you guys enjoying everything that's to come. So yeah, that's the little announcement for this video. New Halo Infinite content is kicking off here, and I couldn't be more excited to get going. Let's move on. Next up, we have to speak on Osa, the newest operator to Rainbow Six Siege. And yeah, now that she's out of exclusivity and available for everyone to unlock, there's some thoughts and tips that I've got for anyone just starting out with her. Weapon choice is really step one with her, and I've got to go with the PDW over the 5.56. Now, the 5.56 is a legendary assault rifle that hits hard with a lot of damage, but the fire rate does leave something to be desired. The entire gameplay loop for Osa is to play on or around her shield, which ends up becoming this game of cat and mouse pre-firing. It's very similar to Mira like that. Mira, however, has the Vector, which has one of the highest fire rates in the game, and of course, it's to give an advantage when you peek, and Osa's PDW, it really helps here. Run it with the vertical grip, the compensator, and the 1.5, and it's laser straight and extremely lethal. My second tip is to lead the charge with her and to not think that you're totally safe when deploying the shield in front of you. So Osa is a little like Monty, a little like Blackbeard, and that she's got this shield that protects her from instant death. It's not full cover, but it does allow for a solid and aggressive push while you walk or crouch around the map with it, and I see a lot of new Osa players only having it out when they need it deployed. I've turned on people, swapped it out for the rifle, or used it to save my grass a few times just by moving through the map with it, and I think it's viable. But when it is time to deploy, you have to pay attention to the enemies looking at you, because yes, even though it seems like you're fully covered, you can still easily be shot in your arms or even sometimes the leg while the talent 8 is going up. Beyond that, this operator, without exaggeration, is one of the best new operators maybe in the past few years, and I've slapped with her. She can be played aggressive or passive. She's got really good weapons and a shield that is good on pretty much every map. There's almost no downside here, and so yeah, if you were on the fence, yeah, Osa is your next operator to unlock. Just do it. Spend the renown, you'll be plenty happy. And that leaves us with the Showdown at Fort Truth event that returned, and if you didn't know, this has always been my #1 favorite event ever added to Siege, with Containment being a close runner-up. The true magic of this event is Fort Truth, the completely custom-made map that is only available for this event, and it's both simple and fast-paced. It is the smallest map ever added to Siege, and it matches the gameplay just perfectly. Gunfights are fast and intense, and if it does come down to the point, the duels in that tiny church are super special. Just in case it's another 2 or so years until we see it again, it's a 3v3 game mode where every operator has a boss G and a revolver for weapons. There's no prep phase, and so on go, everyone pushes and has these small gunfights old school cowboy style, and it's just ultra unique. The first team to eliminate the enemy wins, or if the attackers capture the point, they take it. It's one of the only times we get a 100% custom made map instead of a remodeled existing one, and I really hope that over time there's more of this because it only makes the experience more enjoyable. Last up is the Year 6 Season 3.1 update. It's literally some bug fixes and some polish, but I have been asked about it, and so yeah, nothing too game changing. And that'll do it, guys. Make sure to get subscribed. This channel is going to be busy very soon here, and there's lots to cover, and so click that notification bell so you're here for everything. Drop a like if you enjoy this content, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, I'm out.